If you have not done your taxes yet, brace yourself. Many New Mexicans are unhappily surprised to find themselves facing a significant increase in state income taxes this year. It stems from a change in the tax law approved last year that really didn't get a lot of attention, but it is now. News 13's Tim Maestas explains in tonight's special assignment.
Okay, when you can't deduct that number anymore.
Michael Freed says the change caught him by surprise. A single line on this year's state personal income tax return that has him saying goodbye to the refund he was expecting.
I do want to pay my fair share, but it's still, it's not nice when your taxes go up.
Yeah, probably very few people are really aware of this basically tax increase by the state of New Mexico.
It's the result of a new law passed in a special legislative session last year, taking effect right now. Senate Bill 10 was a whole package of tax increases to address the state's ongoing budget problems. This tax increase was overshadowed by the more high-profile push to reinstall the food tax, increase the cigarette tax, and increase the gross receipts tax. It didn't get as much attention, but it survived the legislature, and Governor Bill Richardson signed off on it. Here is how it works. If you itemize on your federal tax return, whatever you paid in state income taxes qualifies as a deduction. In years past, it also used to qualify as a deduction on your state income tax return, but not anymore. It increases the amount of state taxable income. State Senator Gerald Ortiz-Pino pushed for the change in tax law.
New Mexico was one of only 2 states that allowed taxpayers to deduct from their state taxes all the local taxes that they had paid.
According to projections, the change will bring an additional $65 million to the state this year alone. Ortiz-Pino says it affects low-income people the least because they are less likely to itemize their federal tax returns.
For those taxpayers who are benefiting from that deduction by being able to take it twice, it is a tax hike, yes.
We're just carrying out the law.
It's also a big change for the State Department of Taxation and Revenue, which used to piggyback off the IRS when it came to figures like taxable income. Tax and Rev is now trying to make it work.
No New Mexican will have to pay more taxes than they need to pay, and everybody will get the refund that they're entitled to.
It says right here, though, check the box if you itemized.
Accountant Bob Austin says many taxpayers can expect to get less back or have to pay.
The average person out there is probably, maybe they're used to a $500 New Mexico tax refund. Now that might be cut in half all of a sudden.
And that reduced that refund from like a couple $100 to like $60.
Michael Freed saw his and his wife's taxable income increased by more than $3,500. He says he understands the reason for the change, but he can't help but feel like he's losing out.
It's never nice when you get hit personally.
Tim Maestas, KRQE News 13.
And there's another complication, a flaw in the way the state tax forms were designed to handle the change. State officials say that flaw has been fixed. According to Tax and Rev, taxpayers affected by the flaw who have filed already will have their returns adjusted.